In a distant corner of the galaxy, there existed a multitude of intelligent species, each with their own unique abilities, technologies, and ambitions. Among these diverse civilizations, humanity was a relatively new player on the cosmic stage. They had only recently ventured beyond the confines of their home planet, Earth, and begun to explore the vast expanse of space. As humans began to establish their presence in the galaxy, they quickly realized that they were not alone. Numerous alien races had already staked their claims on various planets, moons, and asteroids, forming intricate alliances and bitter rivalries. Some of these species looked upon humanity with curiosity, others with indifference, and a few with outright hostility. One such hostile species was the Zorgans, a warlike race known for their aggressive expansionism and their disdain for any civilization they deemed inferior. When the Zorgans first encountered human explorers, they immediately dismissed them as weak and primitive. The Zorgan Emperor, Xerax the Conqueror, openly mocked humanity's fledgling technologies and ordered his warriors to capture the human vessels as trophies. However, the humans proved to be more resilient than the Zorgans had anticipated. Despite their technological disadvantage, the human crews fought bravely, employing clever tactics and sheer determination to evade capture. The Zorgans were surprised by this display of defiance from a species they had considered beneath their notice. News of the skirmish spread quickly throughout the galaxy, and other alien races began to take notice of humanity's presence. Some saw the humans as potential allies, while others viewed them as a new threat to be eliminated. The Galactic Council, a governing body comprised of the most powerful civilizations, convened an emergency session to discuss the implications of humanity's arrival. Meanwhile, on Earth, the news of the alien encounter sent shockwaves through human society. Governments worldwide scrambled to assess the situation and formulate a response. The United Nations convened an unprecedented global summit, bringing together leaders from every nation to address the crisis. Amidst the chaos and uncertainty, a group of brilliant scientists, engineers, and military strategists from various countries came together to form a secret task force known as Project Vanguard. Their mission was to study the alien technologies and develop countermeasures to protect Earth and its colonies from any potential threats. As Project Vanguard delved deeper into the secrets of advanced alien tech, they made startling discoveries that challenged everything humanity thought they knew about the universe. They reverse-engineered captured Zorgan weapons and ships, adapting them to suit human needs. They also uncovered evidence of ancient alien ruins on distant planets, hinting at a long-forgotten history of galactic conflict. Back on the galactic stage, the Zorgans were fuming over their humiliating encounter with the humans. Emperor Xerax vowed to crush humanity and make an example of them for all other species to witness. He ordered his best scientists to develop new weapons and strategies specifically designed to exploit human weaknesses. Other alien factions also began to take sides in the growing conflict. Some offered their support to the Zorgans, eager to share in the spoils of conquest. Others reached out to humanity, seeing them as a valuable ally against Zorgan aggression. Secret negotiations and backroom deals were made as the galaxy teetered on the brink of all-out war. As tensions escalated, humanity knew that they were facing an existential threat. They had to act fast and decisively if they hoped to survive in this hostile universe. With Project Vanguard's breakthroughs and a newfound sense of unity, humans began to prepare for the fight of their lives. The stage was set for a confrontation that would determine not only humanity's fate, but also the balance of power in the galaxy. The moment humans joined the fight, they knew that failure was not an option. They would either emerge victorious or be forever relegated to the footnotes of galactic history. In the face of overwhelming odds, humanity stood ready to face the challenges ahead, armed with courage, ingenuity, and an unbreakable spirit. The clock was ticking, and the fate of Earth and its people hung in the balance. The war for survival was about to begin. As the galactic conflict escalated, the Zorgans began to mobilize their forces for a full-scale invasion of human space. Emperor Xerax, still seething from the humiliation of their previous encounter, had ordered his best scientists and engineers to develop new weapons and technologies specifically designed to exploit human weaknesses. The Zorgan Armada, a massive fleet of sleek, menacing warships, gathered at the edge of human territory. Their ships bristled with advanced energy weapons, impenetrable shields, and legions of genetically engineered warriors bred for conquest. The Zorgans were confident in their superiority and eager to crush humanity once and for all. On Earth, Project Vanguard worked tirelessly to prepare for the impending attack. The team of scientists and engineers had made remarkable breakthroughs in reverse engineering alien technologies, and they had begun to integrate these advancements into human ships and weapons. The result was a new generation of human warships, equipped with enhanced shields, powerful energy weapons, and advanced propulsion systems. The United Nations, recognizing the gravity of the situation, had put aside their differences and united under a common banner. A global defense initiative was launched, pooling resources and expertise from every nation to bolster Earth's defenses. Military forces worldwide were placed on high alert, ready to respond to any incursion into human space. As the Zorgan Armada approached, humanity's allies also began to mobilize. Several alien factions, who had grown wary of Zorgan aggression, pledged their support to Earth. They sent their own fleets to join the human defense, creating a formidable alliance against the Zorgan threat. The first clash between the Zorgan Armada and the human-led alliance was a spectacle of epic proportions. The two fleets met in a distant star system, their ships engaging in a fierce battle that lit up the void of space. The Zorgans unleashed their new weapons, designed to exploit human weaknesses, but they were met with surprisingly resilient human defenses. The human ships, enhanced by Project Vanguard's advancements, proved to be more than a match for the Zorgan fleet. The advanced shields absorbed the brunt of the Zorgan attacks, while human energy weapons tore through Zorgan hulls with devastating precision. The Allied alien ships also played a crucial role, their unique technologies and fighting styles complementing human strategies. As the battle raged on, it became clear that the Zorgans had underestimated humanity's resolve and adaptability. Human tactics evolved on the fly, with fleet commanders employing unconventional strategies to outmaneuver and outgun the Zorgan forces. The Zorgans, so used to relying on their technological superiority, found themselves on the defensive, struggling to keep up with humanity's ingenuity. On the ground, human and allied troops engaged in fierce combat with Zorgan warriors on contested planets and moons. The genetically engineered Zorgan soldiers were formidable opponents, but human determination and the support of their alien allies proved to be a match for the Zorgans' brute strength. Back on Earth, the Global Defense Initiative worked around the clock to coordinate the war effort and provide support to the frontline forces. Scientists and engineers continued to refine and improve upon the reverse-engineered alien technologies, providing a steady stream of advancements to the human fleet. As news of humanity's successes spread throughout the galaxy, more alien factions began to rally behind Earth's cause. The Galactic Council, once hesitant to get involved, now saw humanity as a valuable ally in maintaining galactic stability. They pledged their support and resources to the human-led alliance, further tipping the scales in humanity's favor. The Zorgans, faced with the growing strength of the human-led alliance and the erosion of their once fearsome reputation, began to falter. Emperor Xerax, desperate to salvage his empire's pride, made a series of costly strategic blunders that only served to hasten their defeat. In a final decisive battle, the human-led alliance dealt a crushing blow to the Zorgan Armada. The Zorgan flagship, with Emperor Xerax aboard, was destroyed in a daring assault led by human and allied forces. With their leader gone and their fleet in ruins, the Zorgans had no choice but to surrender. The galaxy watched in awe as humanity emerged victorious against seemingly impossible odds. The war had showcased humanity's resilience, adaptability, and indomitable spirit. No longer dismissed as weak and primitive, humans had earned the respect and admiration of the galactic community. As the dust settled and the Allied forces celebrated their triumph, humanity knew that this was only the beginning. They had proven themselves as a force to be reckoned with, but the galaxy was vast, and new challenges undoubtedly lay ahead. With their newfound allies and the knowledge gained from their victory, humans stood ready to face whatever the future might hold, united and stronger than ever before. In the aftermath of their devastating defeat, the Zorgans were left in disarray. Their once mighty empire lay in ruins, their fleets scattered and their armies decimated. The surrender of Emperor Xarax had sent shockwaves throughout the Zorgan hierarchy, leaving a power vacuum that threatened to tear their society apart. As the Zorgans struggled to regroup and lick their wounds, humanity and its allies were quick to capitalize on their victory. The Galactic Council, now firmly backing the human-led alliance, imposed strict sanctions on the Zorgans, limiting their ability to rebuild their military and expand their territory. Human diplomats worked tirelessly to negotiate treaties and alliances with other alien factions, ensuring a lasting peace and stability in the galaxy. On Earth, the victory over the Zorgans was celebrated as a turning point in human history. The Global Defense Initiative had proven its worth, and the united front presented by humanity had shown the galaxy that they were a force to be reckoned with. Governments worldwide began to invest heavily in space exploration and colonization, eager to expand humanity's reach and secure their place among the stars. Project Vanguard, now hailed as the saviors of humanity, continued their work in secret. The team of scientists and engineers delved deeper into the alien technologies they had acquired, unlocking new secrets and possibilities. They worked to develop even more advanced weapons, ships, and defenses, knowing that the galaxy was still a dangerous place and that humanity must always be prepared for the worst. As humanity celebrated and looked to the future, a new threat was brewing in the shadows. A mysterious alien race, known only as the Phantoms, had been observing the galactic conflict from afar. The Phantoms were an ancient and technologically advanced species, rumored to possess powers and knowledge beyond anything humanity had encountered before. The Phantoms saw humanity's victory over the Zorgans as a potential threat to their own interests. They had long manipulated galactic events from behind the scenes, playing alien factions against each other to maintain their own dominance. The rise of humanity and their alliance with other species threatened to upset the delicate balance of power the Phantoms had carefully cultivated over eons. In secret, the Phantoms began to mobilize their own forces, preparing for a conflict that would dwarf the war with the Zorgans. They reached out to disaffected Zorgan factions, promising them a chance at revenge against humanity and a return to their former glory. The Phantoms also sowed discord among humanity's allies, using their advanced technologies to manipulate communications and spread disinformation. As rumors of the Phantoms' activities began to reach human intelligence, Project Vanguard sprang into action. They knew that humanity could not afford to rest on its laurels, and that they must be prepared for any eventuality. The team worked tirelessly to gather information on the Phantoms, using their network of alien contacts and advanced surveillance technologies to piece together a picture of the new threat. What they discovered was chilling. The Phantoms possessed technologies that made the Zorgans look primitive by comparison. They had the ability to manipulate matter and energy on a fundamental level, creating weapons and ships that defied the laws of physics. They also had the power to influence minds, using subtle psychic abilities to control and manipulate other species. Faced with this new and terrifying threat, humanity once again found itself on the brink of annihilation. Project Vanguard knew that they would need every advantage they could muster to stand a chance against the Phantoms. They began to develop new and even more advanced technologies, pushing the boundaries of what was thought possible. As the Phantoms' influence spread throughout the galaxy, humanity and its allies prepared for the fight of their lives. They knew that the stakes were higher than ever before, and that the fate of not just humanity, but the entire galaxy hung in the balance. The stage was set for a conflict that would shake the very foundations of the universe. Humanity, once the newcomers on the galactic stage, now found themselves at the center of a struggle that would determine the future of all sentient life. They had risen from obscurity to become the champions of the galaxy, but now they faced their greatest challenge yet. In the face of this new and terrible enemy, humanity stood united and determined. They had proven themselves before, and they would do so again. With courage, ingenuity, and the strength of their allies, they would face the phantoms and fight for the survival and freedom of all species. The war for the galaxy had only just begun. As the phantoms' influence spread throughout the galaxy, humanity and its allies mobilized for war. The Galactic Council, now fully aware of the existential threat posed by the phantoms, declared a state of emergency and pooled its resources to support the human-led alliance. Fleets from across the galaxy converged on strategic locations, preparing to defend against the impending phantom onslaught. Project Vanguard, working around the clock, made a series of breakthroughs in their understanding of phantom technology. They discovered that the phantom's ability to manipulate matter and energy was based on a rare and unstable element known as phantonium. This element, found only in the most ancient and distant corners of the galaxy, was the key to the phantom's power. Armed with this knowledge, Project Vanguard set out to develop countermeasures against phantom technology. They created specialized weapons and defenses designed to disrupt and neutralize the effects of phantonium, leveling the playing field against the phantom's seemingly invincible forces. As the Alliance prepared for war, the phantoms struck the first blow. They launched a series of devastating attacks on human and allied worlds, using their advanced technologies to bypass defenses and sow chaos and destruction. Entire planets were laid waste, their populations enslaved or decimated by the phantom's ruthless assault. The Alliance responded with a fury, launching a massive counterattack against phantom strongholds and supply lines. Human and allied ships, armed with Project Vanguard's new weapons, clashed with phantom forces in epic battles that lit up the stars. The phantoms, surprised by the effectiveness of the Alliance's countermeasures, found themselves on the defensive for the first time in eons. On the ground, human and allied troops engaged in brutal combat with phantom warriors and their mind-controlled slaves. The battles were intense and brutal, with both sides suffering heavy casualties. The Phantom's psychic abilities made them formidable opponents, but the Alliance's soldiers were determined and unyielding, fighting with a courage and tenacity that inspired the galaxy. As the war raged on, a small team of human and allied operatives, led by Project Vanguard's most brilliant minds, embarked on a secret mission to strike at the heart of the Phantom Empire. Their goal was to locate and destroy the Phantom's primary source of phantonium, a heavily guarded facility deep within enemy territory. The team, equipped with the most advanced stealth technologies and weaponry, infiltrated the Phantom stronghold. They battled their way through hordes of Phantom defenders, facing unimaginable horrors and challenges at every turn. Many of them fell in the struggle, but their sacrifice was not in vain. In a final, desperate assault, the team reached the phantonium facility. They planted a series of powerful explosives designed to destabilize the unstable element and trigger a catastrophic chain reaction. As they fought their way back out, the explosives detonated, unleashing a cataclysmic blast that tore through the Phantom Empire like a shockwave. The destruction of the phantonium facility dealt a crippling blow to the Phantoms. Their ability to manipulate matter and energy was greatly diminished, and their forces were thrown into disarray. The Alliance, seizing the opportunity, pressed their advantage and launched a series of coordinated strikes against key Phantom targets. As the Phantom Empire crumbled, the Alliance's victory seemed assured. However, in a final desperate act of defiance, the Phantoms unleashed a doomsday weapon they had been secretly developing. The weapon, a massive phantonium bomb, was designed to tear apart the very fabric of space and time, annihilating everything in its path. The Alliance, facing the ultimate existential threat, rallied for one final push. In a daring raid, a team of human and allied heroes managed to board the Phantom Doomsday ship and sabotage the weapon before it could be deployed. The resulting explosion destroyed the ship and the remaining Phantom leadership, effectively ending the war. In the aftermath of the conflict, the galaxy was forever changed. The Phantoms, once the most feared and powerful species in the universe, were reduced to a shadow of their former selves. The Alliance, led by humanity, emerged as the dominant force in the galaxy, ushering in a new era of peace and prosperity. Humanity, having proven itself as the saviors of the galaxy, took on a new role as the guardians of peace and stability. They worked tirelessly to rebuild the worlds devastated by the war, and to forge new alliances and friendships with the many species they had fought alongside. Project Vanguard, hailed as the heroes of the war, continued their work in secret, ever vigilant against new and emerging threats. They knew that the galaxy was still a dangerous place, and that humanity must always be ready to defend itself and its allies against any challenge. As the galaxy celebrated and looked to the future, humanity stood tall and proud, a shining beacon of hope and resilience in a vast and wondrous universe. They had faced the greatest challenges and emerged victorious, proving once and for all that when humans join the fight, anything is possible. In the years following the Great War against the Phantoms, humanity and its allies worked tirelessly to rebuild and strengthen the galactic community. The Galactic Council, with humanity as one of its key members, established new laws and regulations designed to prevent the rise of another threat like the Phantoms. They created a new galactic defense force, comprised of the best and brightest from every member species, to serve as the first line of defense against any potential aggressor. As part of this new era of cooperation and progress, the Galactic Council initiated a massive project to create a network of advanced communication and transportation hubs throughout the galaxy. These hubs, known as the Galactic Gates, would allow for near-instantaneous travel and communication between even the most distant corners of the galaxy, fostering trade, diplomacy, and cultural exchange on an unprecedented scale. Project Vanguard, now a fully fledged galactic institution, was tasked with overseeing the construction and operation of the Galactic Gates. The team of scientists, engineers, and strategists who had been instrumental in humanity's victory over the Phantoms now turned their brilliant minds to the task of building a brighter future for all species. As the Galactic Gates project progressed, however, strange and unsettling reports began to emerge from the far reaches of the galaxy. Ships and colonies were disappearing without a trace, and strange energy signatures were detected in the depths of space. At first, these incidents were dismissed as isolated anomalies, but as they became more frequent and more severe, it became clear that something was very wrong. Project Vanguard, always vigilant, began to investigate these strange occurrences. They sent out probes and reconnaissance missions to the affected areas, hoping to gather more information about the nature of the threat. What they discovered was beyond anything they had ever encountered before. In the depths of space, a new enemy had emerged, one that made the Phantoms seem like mere children by comparison. This enemy, known only as the Void, was not a single species or empire, but rather a force of pure darkness and destruction. The Void consumed entire stars and planets, leaving nothing but emptiness in its wake. It seemed to defy all known laws of physics and reality, and it was growing stronger by the day. As the true nature of the Void became clear, panic began to spread throughout the galaxy. Many species, still recovering from the devastation of the Phantom War, feared that this new threat would be the end of everything they had worked so hard to build. The Galactic Council, faced with an enemy that seemed beyond comprehension, struggled to find a way to combat the Void. Project Vanguard, however, refused to give up hope. They began to study the Void in earnest, seeking any weakness or vulnerability that could be exploited. They discovered that the Void was not a single entity, but rather a collection of dark energy beings that fed off the life force of the galaxy itself. These beings, known as the Void Lords, were the true power behind the Void, and they needed to be stopped at all costs. Humanity, once again finding itself at the center of a galactic crisis, stepped up to lead the charge against the Void. They rallied their allies and called upon the full might of the Galactic Defense Force to take the fight to the enemy. In a series of desperate battles and daring missions, human and allied forces clashed with the Void Lords and their minions, fighting to push back the darkness and protect the galaxy from annihilation. As the war against the Void raged on, Project Vanguard made a startling discovery. They learned that the Galactic Gates, the very network they had created to unite the galaxy, could also be used as a weapon against the Void. By channeling the energy of the gates and focusing it through specialized weaponry, they could create a blast of pure light and energy that could destroy the Void Lords and drive back the darkness. In a final, desperate gamble, humanity and its allies launched an all-out assault on the heart of the Void. Using the power of the Galactic Gates, they unleashed a massive blast of energy that tore through the ranks of the Void Lords, destroying them utterly and banishing the Void from the galaxy forever. In the aftermath of the Void War, the galaxy was forever changed once again. The Galactic Gates, once a symbol of unity and progress, now stood as a testament to the power and resilience of the galactic community. Humanity, having once again proven itself as the defenders of the galaxy, took on a new role as the keepers of the gates and the guardians of the light. As the galaxy recovered and rebuilt, the story of humanity's rise from obscurity to become the saviors of the universe spread far and wide. They had started as mere newcomers on the galactic stage, but through their courage, determination, and unwavering spirit, they had become the stuff of legend. And as the galaxy looked to the future, it knew that as long as humanity stood ready to join the fight, no darkness could ever prevail. In the decades that followed the Void War, humanity and the galactic community enjoyed an unprecedented era of peace, prosperity, and progress. The Galactic Gates, now a symbol of hope and unity, allowed for the free flow of knowledge, resources, and ideas across the stars. The Galactic Defense Force, with humanity at its core, remained vigilant and ready to defend against any threat that might arise. As the galaxy flourished, however, a new challenge emerged from within. The rapid advancement of technology and the growing interconnectedness of the galactic community had given rise to a new breed of criminal, the cyber-terrorists. These individuals in groups, armed with advanced hacking tools and a deep understanding of the galactic network, sought to sow chaos and destruction for their own gain. At first, the cyber attacks were small and isolated, targeting individual ships, colonies, and databases. But as the terrorists grew bolder and more sophisticated, the scale and scope of their attacks increased. They targeted the Galactic Gates themselves, seeking to disrupt the very fabric of galactic society. The Galactic Council, recognizing the severity of the threat, appointed Project Vanguard to lead the fight against the cyber-terrorists. The team, now comprised of the best hackers, programmers, and security experts from across the galaxy, set to work on developing new defenses and countermeasures against the terrorist attacks. As the cyber war escalated, Project Vanguard found itself locked in a constant battle of wits and technology with the terrorists. They worked tirelessly to anticipate and thwart each new attack, but the terrorists always seemed to be one step ahead. It became clear that the only way to win this war was to take the fight to the enemy. Humanity, once again rising to the challenge, volunteered to lead a daring mission deep into the heart of the galactic underworld. A small team of elite hackers and infiltrators, led by the most skilled members of Project Vanguard, set out to track down and eliminate the leaders of the cyber-terrorist network. The mission was fraught with danger and uncertainty as the team navigated the treacherous waters of the galactic criminal underground. They faced off against rival gangs, corrupt officials, and the ever-present threat of the terrorists themselves. But through their skill, determination, and a bit of old-fashioned human ingenuity, they managed to infiltrate the terrorists' inner circle and gather vital intelligence on their plans and operations. Armed with this knowledge, Project Vanguard launched a massive counterattack against the cyber-terrorists. They targeted the terrorists' hideouts, their servers, and their financial networks, systematically dismantling their operations piece by piece. At the same time, they worked to strengthen the Galactic Network's defenses, implementing new security protocols and failsafes to prevent future attacks. As the tide of the cyber war began to turn, the terrorists grew increasingly desperate and reckless. In a final, desperate gambit, they launched an all-out assault on the galactic gates, seeking to bring down the entire network and plunge the galaxy into chaos. But Project Vanguard was ready for them. In a massive coordinated effort, human and allied hackers worked together to repel the terrorists' attack and keep the gates online. They fought back against each new wave of malware and viruses, working tirelessly to maintain the integrity of the network. And when the terrorists finally managed to breach the gate's defenses, humanity was there to meet them. In a daring physical assault, human and allied forces stormed the terrorists' stronghold, engaging in fierce close-quarters combat with the terrorists themselves. The battle was intense and bloody, but in the end, humanity emerged victorious. The leaders of the terrorist network were captured or killed, and their operations were permanently dismantled. In the aftermath of the cyber war, the galaxy was once again changed forever. The galactic gates, now more secure and resilient than ever, stood as a testament to the strength and unity of the galactic community. Humanity, having once again proven itself as the protectors of peace and order, was hailed as the saviors of the galaxy. As the galaxy looked to the future, it knew that it would face many more challenges and threats in the years to come. But it also knew that as long as humanity stood ready to join the fight, whether in the depths of space or in the virtual world of cyberspace, no enemy could ever prevail. The legend of humanity's rise to galactic prominence would endure, inspiring generations to come and reminding the universe that when humans join the fight, anything is possible. As the galaxy settled into a new era of peace and prosperity following the defeat of the cyber-terrorists, humanity found itself at a crossroads. They had risen from humble beginnings to become the guardians of the galaxy, but many began to question what the future held for their species. Some argued that it was time for humanity to step back and allow other species to take on greater roles in galactic affairs, while others believed that humanity's destiny was to continue leading the charge against any and all threats to peace and stability. Amidst this debate, a new discovery was made that would change the course of galactic history forever. A team of human explorers, venturing deep into uncharted space, stumbled upon an ancient alien artifact of immense power. The artifact, which came to be known as the Nexus, was a repository of knowledge and technology from a long-forgotten civilization that had once ruled the galaxy. The discovery of the Nexus sent shockwaves throughout the galactic community. Many species saw it as a potential game-changer, a tool that could be used to unlock new frontiers of science and exploration. Others, however, saw it as a dangerous weapon, one that could fall into the wrong hands and be used to dominate or destroy entire civilizations. As the debate over the Nexus grew more heated, Project Vanguard was once again called upon to take the lead. The team, now comprised of the most brilliant minds from across the galaxy, was tasked with studying the Nexus and unlocking its secrets. They worked tirelessly to decipher the ancient alien language and technology, hoping to find a way to harness its power for the greater good. As Project Vanguard delved deeper into the mysteries of the Nexus, however, they began to uncover disturbing truths about its creators. The ancient civilization that had built the Nexus had not been the benevolent force that many had hoped, but rather a ruthless empire that had enslaved and destroyed countless worlds in its quest for power. The Nexus itself was not just a repository of knowledge, but a weapon of unimaginable destructive potential. Faced with this revelation, humanity found itself divided once again. Some argued that the Nexus should be destroyed, lest it fall into the wrong hands and be used to repeat the mistakes of the past. Others believed that the Nexus could still be used for good, if only it were wielded by the right people with the right intentions. As the debate raged on, a new threat emerged from the depths of space. A powerful alien warlord, drawn by the rumors of the Nexus and its power, had set his sights on the galaxy. With a vast army of genetically engineered warriors and advanced technology at his disposal, the warlord began a brutal campaign of conquest and destruction, seeking to claim the Nexus for himself. Humanity, once again finding itself at the center of a galactic crisis, knew that it had to act fast. Project Vanguard, armed with the knowledge and technology of the Nexus, began to develop new weapons and defenses to combat the warlord and his army. They worked around the clock to create a new breed of soldier, one that combined the best of human ingenuity and alien technology. As the warlord's forces advanced, human and allied armies met them head-on in a series of epic battles that shook the very foundations of the galaxy. The fighting was intense and brutal, with both sides suffering heavy casualties. But through their courage, determination, and the power of the Nexus, humanity and its allies began to turn the tide. In a final, desperate battle, the warlord himself led his army in an all-out assault on the heart of the Galactic Defense Force. The battle was the most intense and destructive the galaxy had ever seen, with entire planets and star systems caught in the crossfire. But in the end, it was humanity that emerged victorious. With the warlord defeated and his army scattered, humanity and its allies set about the task of rebuilding and healing the galaxy. They used the knowledge and technology of the Nexus to create new wonders and marvels, to explore new frontiers and make new discoveries. And as the galaxy looked to the future, it knew that it had been forever changed by the courage and determination of a single species. Humanity had started as mere newcomers on the galactic stage, but through their unwavering spirit and their willingness to join the fight against any and all threats, they had become the stuff of legend. And as the story of their rise to power spread throughout the stars, it inspired countless other species to follow in their footsteps, to stand up against tyranny and oppression wherever it might be found. For in the end, the galaxy had learned a powerful lesson, that when humans join the fight, anything is possible. And as long as that spirit endured, the galaxy would always be a place of hope, of wonder, and of endless possibility.